Hi, this is Jim Reavis, CEO of Cloud Security Alliance, and welcome to CSA's FinCloud Security Summit 2024. This is going to be a very full day of lots of very rich content, and I hope you're going to enjoy it very much. We've got some of the key leaders within the financial services industry that are going to be presenting on their challenges, issues, and vision around cybersecurity here. We're going to be covering a lot of the topics that we've heard are very important to the sector. Resilience, you think about things like the DORA legislation in the European Union, for example, that's being real critical, and people are trying to think about that systemic resilience that we need to achieve with all of the third-party, fourth-party risks that are out there. So lots of interesting topics. We're going to get into a lot of technical areas as well and contextualize a lot of the key trends that we're all talking about. So before we get into that, let's go look at my shirt. I found out in my closet, this is a vintage 2009 Cloud Security Alliance polo shirt. You don't find these anymore. It's our 15th anniversary, so I just wanted to see, do I still have the original shirt? And I do, and it's looking a little faded. The logo is looking a little faded, as I am, but we'll keep going. So I wanted to just talk to you a little bit before we get turned loose into the full program, just about some of the things that I've been thinking about and some of the things I want you to sort of take away with things we're working on this year, things that are happening. So, and we hope this is not just an event you go and participate in, but that you sort of take it to heart that Cloud Security Alliance is something that I can be participating in, getting value from, contributing to basically every day of the year. So obviously one thing that we have with this FinCloud Security Summit is we use that to help you understand there's actually a sustainable program, an initiative called FinCloud Security that you see the address there. You can go check it out. But it's about giving this industry a voice in priorities that we want to do some real focused research on in some key areas. And so we've heard resilience, as I mentioned, things like cloud, HSM are really important, AI, a lot of those topics, which again, you're going to hear a lot of those things today. So go check that out. The AI Safety Initiative, if you've been participating in our other events, we did our AI Summit last month. This is something that's really starting to hit its stride. We've got some great focus, some great engagement from our 4 working groups. We got hundreds of people participating, and we're working very diligently towards having some of the first releases out of this within days of the time that if you're watching this live, it's going to be within days. You're going to see some of the deliverables out of those working groups, and we're going to be having a AI Security Summit live in person May 6th at the RSA conference, and we've already got just a great lineup, and we'll have more announcements about that soon. So the topic is just very important, obviously. And financial services has, you could argue, out of any industry, it's got the most experience, the best chops on how we deal with that, all different types, not just the generative AI, but certainly machine learning's been an important part of what financial services sector's been doing. So again, we're very excited about that. Lots of announcements. We recently also had our chapters get a kit so that they can be doing their outreach within their own country, their own region, wherever they might be located. So think about that as well. Think about looking up the local chapter and see how you can be helping there. So another thing I wanted to mention, which again gets a lot of support and there's a lot of interest and engagement in the financial services industry, is our STAR program, CSA STAR, Security Trust Assurance Risk Program. It's our provider certification. It's the Cloud Controls Matrix, our most popular download that has our controls framework that helps the enterprises, the end users, the cloud providers, the SaaS organizations to do the very best to achieve the highest level, the highest baseline of security they can for their cloud instances. And we just recently announced a couple of weeks ago a new mapping with that with the European Cloud, like get this correct, European Cloud User Coalition, which does consist of primarily European financial services organizations. So we're sort of bringing together what they've seen as the important requirements with Cloud Controls Matrix. And so the STAR program just has a lot of tools for you be doing your third-party assessments to be able to sort of understand how well aligned cloud providers are with your requirements. Because if you're not really aware, the level one we have of it, they actually have to publish all the answers to all of our questions out of our questionnaire. So there's a lot you can gain there, a lot of information you can use to populate your own programs. And there's a lot of great tools out there, solutions that some of our solution providers have to make that even easier and give you one-click ability to do that sort of thing. So be aware of that. Focus on STAR, see how that can help your organization, help us make that an even better tool for the financial services industry. So I've been traveling a lot, maybe kind of looks like I've been traveling, but I wanted to share just a few other sort of thoughts that I've had on my mind. So one of them is about passwordless and passkeys and where we see that going. And I'd love to hear some of your thoughts on this. This is something that I think we all want to get to, and whether it means completely the end of passwords, which probably it doesn't, but much, much less reliance on passwords, probably it does mean that. How imminent that is for you, and something like implementing FIDO passkeys, which now we've seen all the big tech companies with mobile devices, the phone manufacturers, this is all being supported. And there's a lot of infrastructure out there to go do that. So where is that? I think we're going to see sooner rather than later financial services organizations following the lead of the Google, Apple, Microsoft, and supporting passkeys pretty pervasively in a lot of what they're doing. Although right now we're sort of seeing that business to consumer be primarily non-financial services, but I think that's sort of happening next. And you are starting to see passkeys make its way into some of the regulatory guidance you might put from different stakeholders, whether it's from a regulatory body or it's from an industry body. So I'm very interested in that. Definitely shoot me a line with what you think about that and where you think that's going. We've seen a lot of uptake on zero trust. We have our zero trust education, and that's something that I think that this is a key way organizations, passwordless, this is a key way they're looking at modernizing some of the authentication that's happening in that part of zero trust, which is pretty important. Not all of it. We talk about zero trust as a strategy, but still, I think that that's something to keep your eye on. Go way into that. Another thing that this is definitely a random thought, but I was recently at sort of a dinner, a group of CISOs and other security executives thinking about some of the problems. And one person was there, a CISO, that I won't call him out without getting his permission, but he was discussing this idea of we need to really move our cybersecurity programs to have sort of this product mindset in making sure that the customers of cybersecurity are just super pleased and customer satisfaction. We really understand what they think about what we do. And I've talked about aspects of this for a long time, and you may have read the book Inspired about making tech products that customers love, and that I've felt that maybe cybersecurity doesn't do that as well as some industries. And I think we're doing a lot better. I think there's a lot of solutions that are very easy to use, and they actually make your job easier But there's a lot of frustration, I know, in large enterprises on still security with all its great intentions. Are we really doing our best to make people just delighted with cybersecurity? This idea was sort of around us really understanding with things like AI, for example, how can we really understand customer sentiment? And this is something that, big companies, big B2C companies do a lot of, but can cybersecurity do that? So give that some thought, think about it. So anyway, I hope you're going to enjoy this show, enjoy the event. We are delighted to be able to bring these sorts of things to you. We're delighted with all of the sponsor support we get. I hope you make note of the people who have made this possible, and you will go check out their sites and maybe find that you would love to be a customer of them. So thank you very much and enjoy the show.